Hello, thanks for joining us. Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Really appreciate your time this afternoon. Now, earlier today, we were celebrating at Nebraska Medical Center. Today is Donate Life Month, and there was a flag raising ceremony, and this was to kind of celebrate organ and tissue transplant donors. And Nebraska Med Center has a wonderful doctor who is joining us now, Dr. Veronica Taylor. She's a pediatric nephrologist, and one of her patients, a very young girl, actually was there at the flag raising ceremony today, doing very well. So that's the good news. And Dr. Veronica, tell us a little bit more about what it is you do and what we're essentially celebrating today. Nebraska Med has done very well in this area. Oops. Give me 1 second. I'm not hearing you, and I'm not sure why. Let me check this out. Okay, how about now? Can you introduce yourself for us again? Let's see if that fixed it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Veronica Taylor, and I'm a pediatric nephrologist. That means I'm a kidney specialist, and I care for children with kidney disease, both before and after kidney transplant. Today we are celebrating Donate Life, and I was able to honor one of my patients, Layla Soria.
All right, tell us a little bit about her. She's 3 years old, Layla Soria, that's her name, right?
Yeah, Layla Soria, and she's going to be turning 3 next month. Layla, she was born with kidney failure, which up until recently was considered to be fatal for neonates who were born without any kidney function. But through recent medical advances, we were able to start her on dialysis after birth. But it took several years for her being on dialysis before she was able to get a kidney transplant. And now she's thriving.
And how are her parents feeling? My goodness, I mean, this is just a miracle, I'm sure, a miracle on 2 legs.
Layla's course has had its ups and downs, and her time on dialysis for several years were filled with some complications, but her family never gave up hope, and they were wonderful to work with, and together we were able to get her a living donor kidney transplant.
That's really wonderful. And, unfortunately, there's so many stories like Layla's. There are some facts that were sent to me, and one of the facts that really stuck out is 17 people die each day while waiting for an organ transplant. And speaking to that, can we talk a little bit about organ donations, organ and tissue donations? I mean, that can go a long way in actually saving and completely changing someone's life.
That's correct. Organ donations and as a physician, we really focus on everyone who's a living donor, particularly for kidneys. Also, we also value everyone who believes that they're after death to be an organ to
And Nebraska Medical Center, so we have some more, I'd like to call them fun facts for our audience this afternoon. So Nebraska Medical Center is really ahead of the game here in several ways. So the center performed a record 392 transplants in 2024 and is among the very few transplant centers in the nation that can perform all 6 solid organ transplants. So that is just huge. Tell us about these 6 solid organ transplants, and this is really a breakthrough in medicine.
So here at Nebraska Med, we do all sorts of organ donation, including kidney, liver, heart and liver. I myself am part of the kidney transplant team, and last year was our biggest organ donation to date, where we transplanted 13 children and adolescents right now.
Gosh, just incredible. And how does it just feel knowing that, performing a surgery, such a life-changing surgery like this, and seeing your little patient run around and being healthy and with mom and dad, I mean, that's got to bring a smile to your face, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have the benefit of watching my take care of these kids prior to and after transplant, so I know them throughout the years when they're on dialysis, and being able to see them after transplant when they're no longer hooked up to dialysis and they have to developing more, they start talking more, eating better, they have more energy, they're truly different children afterwards, truly more.
Gosh, that's really great. Dr. Veronica, thank you so much for joining us today from Nebraska Med. Anything else you wanted to add, or does that pretty much cover it for today?
No, it's just really an honor to be there today.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much for your time today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, so if you were just joining us, we were just interviewing Dr. Veronica with Nebraska Medicine. She is a nephrologist, and today she has a patient who thankfully is up and running around after a kidney transplant. She's Layla Soria, and she'll be 3 years old, and the doctor has been with her throughout the worst and now the best, so good to see that happening. Now, it is Donate Life Month, and so that's part of the story today. And little Layla helped her parents raise the Donate Life flag this morning. That happened around 11 o'clock. And this is really in recognition of you at home, people who are organ and tissue donors in our community who, of course, really do help save lives. Just want to take note of a couple interesting tidbits here. Now, Nebraska Medical Center is really at the forefront of these donations nationwide. They performed a record 392 transplants last year. And they're one of the few transplant centers in the nation that can perform all 6 solid organ transplants. So this includes heart transplants, lung, kidney, pancreas, small bowel, and liver transplants. So they're really at the forefront of the game, and we are celebrating today at Nebraska Medicine, and they are honoring organ tissue donors. So a big thank you to everyone in our community, and of course to Nebraska Medicine for all the hard work that they do. Did want to switch gears here and chat a little bit about the weather, so let's take a live look outside from our Blackstone camera now. Another gray day out there. That was my favorite adjective yesterday, and unfortunately I think it's going to be similar today. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord says today expect a 40% chance of spotty morning showers. Did you see them this morning? I certainly did walking to work. They were a bit worse for me today than they were yesterday, so not sure what that means for the Blackstone area. But he does anticipate some clearing this afternoon, so perhaps it's clearing a bit out there now, so that's good. Windy with a high of 60, not too bad out there. And then tonight, what can we expect? Mostly clear conditions, with a low of 34. Let's take a look outside with our first national camera, a look at where the CWS is going to take place sooner than we think, right? My goodness, look at the green grass out there. Gotta love it. Thursday, partly to mostly cloudy with a high of 58, a 30% chance of a few late showers. And then Friday, a live look now at 90th and Dodge, cloudy with a 40% of off and on showers throughout the day, and then a high of 52. So some traffic out there at 1216. A lot of people probably headed on their lunch break, headed inside somewhere, and even though the rain is likely clearing out there, but still a cloudy and drizzly day. In the meantime, want to let you know you can always head to our website, that's firstalert6.com, for the latest stories that our digital team is working on. So I'll leave that as a web extra for you to kind of check out what we have in store for you. And of course, we have the latest on these tabs up here. This blue highlighted tab right here shows a wind advisory is in effect. You can always click on that for updates as well. And in the interim, just want to say thank you so much for joining us at the Alert Center. We'll be sure to see you for our broadcast at 3 o'clock with Dave Zavolinsky. Until then, stay dry out there and put your hair in a ponytail. It's still windy. We'll see you then.